Are you serious? What? Are you serious, folks? Russia and the United States of America are starting to slug it out in the United Nations Security Council meetings. And I'm going to be upfront and tell you right now, I don't like America's chances at all. Because every move that Vladimir Putin has made, he's been 3, if not 4, steps ahead of President Barack Obama. There's no doubt about that. And I'm going to tell you another reason that I think you have to look at this situation as disastrous for the United States of America, and that is it. Who represents them? Samantha Power? She is the United States ambassador to the UN. She's an anti-Semite of the worst kind. The woman hates the Jews. And she hates the Russians. I don't know who she likes. And she's rude and obnoxious, and I'm not being mean. I'm just trying to be honest with you. This is not the type of individuals that we really want representing the United States. Now, this is a very delicate situation. We understand that the peninsula of Crimea that Russia has annexed is predominantly Russian-speaking people, all right? Probably about 80%. So, they didn't put up any fight. They couldn't have won anyway, but I'm saying it was pretty simple. It was easy to maneuver them into go ahead and going back to Russia. Although they had fought against Russia for their independence, right now their government in Ukraine is so unstable that the people probably felt, you know what, if we want to avoid war and avoid being destitute, maybe our money run out, our cash be no good, the smartest thing we all could do is go back and join Russia for now. Now, long term, that probably will be a great mistake for Crimea, but that's something they'll have to deal with. But let me tell you what's going on between Russia and America. The United States of America and Russia exchanged threats at a very tense UN meeting. Russia and the United States exchanged threats Wednesday in a tense UN Security Council meeting over the Ukraine crisis, with Moscow's envoy warning that the UN ambassador's insults are jeopardizing Moscow's willingness to cooperate with Washington on other diplomatic matters. I could have told him, this woman's insulting. There's a video on YouTube, I've watched it, I've talked about it many times, where she's on a talk show in 2002, where she literally talks about Israel like a dog and says U.S. troops should be sent in and just take half the land from Israel and force a two-state solution and then manage the Israelis. I mean, it's not how you talk about your allies. If that's how you treat your friends, I'd hate to see how you treat your enemies. Well, I think the Russians are finding out. And get this, Samantha Power really was a horrible decision by Barack Obama, but you knew it was coming. She's a part of the global elitist. She's a part of that group of people that are really into this New World Order mentality. Well, it was the Council 8th meeting that the UN Security Council has met. It's their 8th meeting in less than 3 weeks on Ukraine, a show of determination by Western powers to highlight Russia's diplomatic insulation over the Crimean Peninsula, even if the Council is powerless to act because Moscow's veto power as a permanent Council member. Now, the meeting came as UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon left for Russia and Ukraine in a bid to seek a diplomatic way out of this crisis. Ban will meet with President Vladimir Putin and other Russian officials in Moscow on Thursday, today, March the 20th, 2014, and travel to Kiev, Ukraine on Friday, tomorrow, for talks with Ukrainians' acting president and prime minister. He made clear we're at crossroads, and the focus must be to engage dialogue between Moscow and Kiev, aimed at agreeing on specific measures that will pave the way towards a diplomatic solution, said UN Deputy Spokesman Fahan Al. Now, at the council, Russian Ambassador Churkin was once again alone in defending his country's actions in Crimea. He began his speech by celebrating the treaty signed a day earlier by Russian President Vladimir Putin, declaring Crimea part of Russia, saying it honored the will of the Crimean people and complied with international law. Yesterday, something truly historic happened, said Churkin. A historic injustice has been righted. Now, U.S. Ambassador Samantha Power said the United States rejects Russia's military intervention and land grab in Crimea. She warned that the United States and its allies who imposed sanctions on Russia 2 days ago are prepared to take additional steps if Russian aggression or Russian provocations continue. Samantha Power also compared Russia's takeover of Crimea to theft. A thief can steal property, but that does not confer the right of the ownership on the thief. What? Samantha, what? She is very sharp of tongue. Let me just say that. And you want your diplomats to be more respectful, even if they're total in disagreement, and more have the ability to be more astute in these very sensitive and very pressured situations. But that is not what she has. And if you sound like I'm throwing her in a bus, I'm not. I'm describing her. I'm actually giving her the benefit of the doubt. You wouldn't really want to know how she talks to people. Okay? I'm being kind. That's how bad this is. That's what I'm going to say. The Obama administration has made one blunder after another blunder in foreign policy. I can't think of one foreign policy agenda under this 5-year Obama administration that makes sense. I'll be honest with you. I can't think of one. I'm talking in foreign policy. I'm not talking about Obamacare. That's another disaster. I'm not talking about the destabilization of our U.S. military by the slashing of some of our best and finest and bravest warriors, cutting our U.S. military down to basically what's going to become a Boy Scouts. With the ladies helping them. This is not, I'm telling you right now. Oh, and NASA, we got astronauts right now in space. Let's hope they don't get into a fist fight with the cosmonauts up there. What? Because guess what? They can't get home. They got to hitch a ride with the Russians. So Samantha, calm down. Oh, and we're in debt to our eyeballs with the Chinese, and they're such good friends with the Russians. What kind of condition are we in? Anyway, let's keep an eye on what's going on. World War III is not out of the realm. I know I don't even want to bring up the word. I don't even like to say the word. I rarely do. But we're really getting in some dangerous ground here. And so we really need to pray for peace, because it's not good. So, continue to lift up our leaders, including President Obama and UN Ambassador Samantha Power. She either has to tone it down and get humbled, or get her out of there and put somebody in there that can actually talk to people with some respect. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. I'm just telling you the way it is, and you know I'm right. God bless.